there everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Amber and so glad you've joined me today. And this is a channel where I talk about my 103-pound weight loss journey, the journey of a lifetime, and all things health and wellness as I recover from 3 surgeries in a 12-month period. And I had a rare aggressive cancer that the Lord just miraculously spared my life. And I am on a path, I am on a mission for optimum health and wellness and just to make the most out of my life. And I hope you'll come along on that journey with me. And I hope you guys are on your own path to health and wellness. And of course, I post videos on day in the life and my Goodwill hauls and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But if you haven't already, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. The channel is growing and I'm super excited about that. So welcome, welcome. So today is my Weight Watchers Weigh-In Wednesday video. I was excited. I'm always excited about Wednesdays. I weigh myself every day, so I have a pretty good idea what the scale is going to say. Not to mention, I know what pretty much my behaviors throughout the week and how much activity I've had, so I kind of have a rough idea how it's going to go. And interestingly enough, I said to my husband last night as we were walking, I said, what do you think my loss is going to be tomorrow? I kind of always ask him that, and most of the time he's right. And today is no exception. So it's funny because he thought the same thing I did. So that was interesting, which I will share with you in just a second. But I did want to say that I'm excited about stepping up my level of activity throughout the last week. And just realizing my goals. Like I said, I have increased my Fitbit goal to 7,000 steps a day. And that's been working out pretty well. I thought that maybe that might be a little too high, but it's working out. So I hopped on the scale this morning, and what did it say? Well, it said 185.0. So that means I am down 0.8 pounds. So half a pound, I will take it. I was hoping for a full pound, but I'll take a half a pound any day of the week. So that's what hubby predicted, and that's kind of what I thought too. Now, I will say on Mother's Day, I had a piece of chocolate cake, which was delicious. And you know what? Special occasions are meant to be enjoyed, and life is meant to be celebrated. So it is okay. Now, if I had chocolate cake every day, we have a problem. But yeah, Mother's Day was a wonderful day and a day to be celebrated, and just a fun day with all the kids here. So, yep. So what did I do in terms of my steps this past week? Well, I wanted to read off to you because I kind of jotted down my steps over the last 4 weeks. So I just wanted to, I know I talked about that last week, but I'm just going to go over the last 4 weeks of my steps. And you can access this information if you have Fitbit on your app. And it's really nice to do a comparison just to kind of challenge yourself to move more. So April 12th through the 18th, for the week, these are my weekly totals. I only did 10,511 steps for the week. That was 4 weeks ago. Then the next week, April 19th through the 25th, I did 25,000. So I doubled, 25,241 steps. So we're getting somewhere, getting some traction. April 26th through May 2nd, I did 41,651. That's when I was beginning to kind of step away from the news and realize that I have to do something because I felt like I was just blowing up by the day. I'm like, oh, no, Amber needs to move. We need to remedy this. And then this past week, May 3rd through the 10th, I did 47,291 steps. So from 4 weeks ago, 10,000 to 47,000, that's nearly 5 times as much. So I'm very happy about my progress in terms of activity, bumping up activity. So, and of course, because I am highly competitive, even with myself, next week I will shoot for more than 47,000. But if you average 47,000, if you divide it by 7, I did almost 7,000 steps a day. So, some days I went over, some days less, but the average is almost 7,000. So I'm very pleased with that. Yay, success. So this week, the weekly, I did not get to attend my Weight Watchers Zoom meeting yet because I had to take my dad out yesterday. So I do plan to attend either tonight or tomorrow. At any rate, I was able to print out the Weight Watchers weekly, and this for non-Weight Watchers members won't mean much to you because it's talking about how it has added a sleep tracker to our app where you can track your nightly sleep. And of course, we know that when you get adequate sleep, you make better health and wellness choices, right? We make better food choices when we're tired. We tend to reach for the sweets and the snacks, and we're just trying to survive, right? But when we get rest, then we can think properly, we can rationalize, we can focus more. So stands to reason. So that is all that the weekly is talking about, is this new addition to the app. However, I do want to take that a step further, and I just Googled some sleep tips, and I've shared things like this before on my channel, but this is a list that's put out by the National Sleep Foundation. So I just wanted to share real quick 5 tips on getting better sleep, because this is something we all can benefit from, everybody, and particularly those who are of menopause age, like myself, but anyone. This is something that can help us. So number 1 is sticking to a schedule. This is so important. They say you should go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on your days off. It just helps to regulate that circadian rhythm that we have, that kind of inner rhythm our bodies are used to. Okay, now it's time to sleep. Okay, now it's time to get up. It's something that our bodies can depend on and adjust to. So that is really important, and I'm happy to say that hubby and I have been getting to bed earlier. I definitely feel better. I'm still tired. We had a very busy week last week, getting a lot of stuff done around here, which is good, but I think it's gonna take probably a couple of weeks of going to bed earlier to really start to feel even more rested, but very happy with our progress in the sleep department too. So I encourage you, even on this time where schedules are kind of upended, go to bed on a regular schedule and see how you'll feel better, see the difference. Number 2, pay attention to foods and drinks, and it's talking about, you already know that caffeine is a stimulant, so steer clear of coffee, tea, and other sources such as chocolate, even some pain relievers, at least 4 hours before bed, which that stands to reason. Also, it says be mindful not to go to bed too stuffed, because digesting food, can disrupt your sleep, or famished. And this is something that I have noticed. Sometimes if I get up late at night and I am so hungry, I cannot go back to sleep. So sometimes I may get up and have a little bit of fruit or a couple of crackers just so I can go back to sleep, because sometimes when you're so hungry, you cannot sleep. So, yep, it has to be like this delicate balance. My husband says, like a baby. Thank you. Number 3, create a bedtime ritual, which this is really important. Relaxation is vital in order to fall asleep faster. So try doing something regularly in the hour before bed that your brain will associate with sleep, such as listening to a calming playlist, reading, etc., taking a warm bath. I think that's really true because, like a baby, anybody can benefit from that regular schedule. So our brain, like it says, takes those cues and says, okay, now I know what comes next. And you kind of program your brain to anticipate sleep comes next. So whether that's lighting a candle, reading a book, taking a warm shower, all of those things are very relaxing. Number 4 is step away from the light. And it says your body clock is affected by light. So turn off the bright overhead lights, lamps, LCD screens at least 1 hour before bed. And if you can't turn off the screens completely, then to at least dim them. And that is a very good thing. In the evenings, I try to kind of lower the lights, and it kind of tells your brain again that, okay, it's time to wind down, time to relax. And fifthly, it's talking about making your bedroom a haven. So you want, ideally, the temperature to be cooler. We love to have our ceiling fan on, and just create an environment of peace and rest. So that's important. And also, I wanted to mention, I did a video on our noise machine, but since we have the noise machine running at night, I have slept the deepest of my life, I think, the deepest sleep. It has revolutionized our sleep. So I highly suggest the white noise machine. It has been revolutionary. I love it. And I'll link it in the description box below in case you missed that video, because I talk about it a little bit more. It's just a short little video, but my husband's ENT doctor actually recommended it. And so we decided to give it a whirl, and I'm so glad we did, because we both love it. He envisions that he's at Niagara Falls. I envision that I'm at the beach, because that's my happy place. So yeah. So, all right, back to weight loss. Of course, all of the sleep affects weight loss, so that's why I'm talking about it on my Weight Watcher Wednesday weigh-in video. But what went right this last week and what went wrong? Well, let's start with the negative. What went wrong? You know, I can't really say anything that I would have changed, because I did so many things to kind of turn this Titanic around. I increased my steps. I was more mindful of my snacking, and I was within my points. I actually left about at least 12 to 15 points of my weeklies on the table. So that was really good. So I can't say, and I've been going to bed earlier. So whew, look at Authentically Amber winning, making healthy choices. I really can't pinpoint anything that I would have done any differently. So that brings me to keep on keeping on. Consistency, right? That's what I always talk about. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So, yep, we still have a ways to go, because my goal is to reach 145. So that means I have 40 more pounds to go. However, when I started this journey on December 26th, 2018, that's when I joined Weight Watchers. So about a year and a half ago, almost, I had 103 pounds to lose. 103 pounds. In fact, I have my little weight loss chart here that I like to show, because it gives you an idea of how far I've come. So I started at 248 pounds. That was very, very heavy for me. Very heavy. I couldn't even bend over. I was having trouble breathing, honestly, because of so much abdominal weight around the middle. So many issues. My blood pressure was going up. My labs were bad. I was pre-diabetic. It was bad. It was bad. But anyway, excuse me, then we go to 245 pounds and so on. So the last box I was able to cross off was 185. I cannot wait to cross off this next box, you guys. I am a list maker. I like to check off boxes. I like to cross off boxes. So that is something I am definitely working towards. When you have a large overarching goal, it's really good to break it up into small pieces, right? How to eat an elephant. So, yep, 180 would be the next one to cross off, and so on until I reach 145. And that, my friend, will be a glorious day. But yeah, so when I say I have 40 more pounds to lose, that's a lot still. However, in light of 103 pounds, 40 pounds sounds pretty reasonable to me. But then there will be maintenance, which a lot of people say is more difficult than the weight loss itself. And probably it has to do more so with mindset, because in a sense, you say in your head, I have reached my goal, that therefore I can relax. And I think that's definitely the wrong attitude. And so with maintenance, it's, I think, really much like the weight loss mode. Obviously, you can consume more calories, a little bit more. But there's a fine line. It's a balance because you don't want to obviously consume too many more calories, because then you're going to start gaining again. So yeah, I can see where that would be a delicate balance. But for now, we are still in weight loss mode. So I hope that you all are on your own journey for optimum health and wellness, in conjunction with your doctors and scheduling regular checkups. I know my doctors are very, very happy about my weight loss. Every time I have a checkup, they just applaud me and are very encouraging and say, keep it up and all of that. So that's really nice. Nice to have their support and obviously the direction too. So, you know, it is so true that you can do absolutely anything that if you have your mind made up. The mind is a powerful resource, a powerful tool. That's why it's so important what we put into our heads. But if you make up your mind, you can achieve your goals. Do not give up on yourself. You are totally worth it. And your health is worth it. You know, they say your health is your wealth. And that is so true. Because if you don't have your health, how are you going to enjoy your future? How are you going to enjoy your life? You're not. If you're fighting illness and sickness that could be avoided by, you know, implementing sound, healthy disciplines, you know, your good choices will yield tremendous, tremendous results. So I encourage you, invest in yourself. You know, we can do all these things to fix up our outer person, but if we don't control what we're putting into our mouth and equally what we're putting into our head, those things are so superficial. What good does it do, right? It's kind of like, oh, I'm putting on all this makeup and my nail polish, which incidentally, my darling daughter polished my nails on Mother's Day. She was a doll. Very seldom do I paint my nails. So that was sweet of her. But we put on all these exterior things, but what good does that do if internally we are not well? So I encourage you today, invest in yourself. You know, weight loss is not impossible. It is hard, and hard is not impossible. So remind yourself of that. What do you want your future to look like? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to be able to travel maybe with your husband? Do you want to be able to enjoy your grandkids and your great-grandkids? Just enjoy life. So I encourage you, you can change your whole life one healthy choice at a time. Thanks for watching today, you guys. Be blessed and be well. And I love to hear from you all. Please comment below, like, and subscribe. Ring the bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And I will see you soon. God bless.